What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Lightwork for short. And today I'm bringing y'all Doug Flutie's Maximum Football. Now, first and foremost, I would like to say thank you for all the love and support. Also, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can join the family, join the movement. Also, hit that bell icon so you know when my videos do drop. But let's jump in to this game. Now, the first thing you look at is the price. It's $30. Is it worth the $30 to spend? I'm mixed on that question because here's a few things they did well and here's a few things they did bad. Now, understand this is $30. This is not breaking your pockets at $60 or anything like that. So we're going to jump into the good first and then we're going to talk about the bad. So when it comes to college football, everybody wants to do dynasty mode. We want to take a startup team or your favorite school or whatever and bring them from the dirt to stardom, and you want to do this several times over and over. Well, in maximum football, you have to choose between Canadian teams and US teams, and the US teams are just basically cities in different states and basically a made-up name. So it's a basically made-up university. None of the names in the game is legit, so don't be looking for Clemson or Alabama. When you start off, you got to select the format, which is basically US or college. Then you have to do the quarter lengths, the difficult level, the play clock length, the snap. Now the snap on waggle, that is a automatic snap. So say if your person is motioning, once they complete the motion, they'll automatically snap the ball, which I found to be kind of weird, but let's move on. Then you got catch modifier and different things like that. So they're loading up the teams. There are a ton of teams. So basically, picture the NCAA now with all these teams in it. Basically, like I think the NCAA D1 has 120 schools, if I'm correct. On this game, they had, I will say, is 5 teams per row. There's 5 rows times 6. I mean, you do the math. I mean, it's a lot of teams. So what I did was I went and I looked for the worst team on the game. And guess what? The worst team on the game is from actually where I'm from, the state of Virginia. It's called Old Norfolk. Now, back home, we have an Old Dominion. And I think that's what they were trying to represent. So they're called the Old Dominion Monarchs. And you know, it's just funny. I just find it hilarious. But this is something that I think they did really well. I mean, you have your good teams, you have your bad teams, you have your good divisions, you have your bad divisions. So they did do their best with this part. I ended up, like I said, choosing Old Norfolk. And we went from there. But after that, here's where some of the negatives come in at. So once you jump into customization, you can change the name and different things like that. But the colors and different things, like the color of the jerseys, the uniforms, the school in general, it's like hard to change. Like it wouldn't even let me change the color. Like it just kept me on blue, or it kept me on gray, or kept me on white. And I was trying to change the jerseys, the uniforms, and have gray pants. So it was gonna be a blue top with gray pants. But for some odd reason, the game would not let me change the color at all. Now, the main color of the school is gray, blue, and white. And I wanted to keep that same theme going with the team I'm creating. But the problem is that you don't get to change anything in reference to the color. Like right now, you see me, I'm trying to change the uniforms, and I keep pressing circle to go back, but it just keeps on blue, white, and that's it. I feel like they dropped the ball on that, but you know, hey, $30 game. You know, how mad can I be? So I was looking at the roster, and there's some funny stuff on this roster. Now you can change, before I get into that, you can change the ratings. You can change all the ratings if you want to. That's totally up to you. But some of these guys were like, the quarterback was like 6'5", 280, or like 6'7", 295. Like they really did drop the ball on that. Now let's get into recruiting, because I thought this was pretty dope and kind of dropping the ball. So when you look at recruiting, you see they give a little reasoning behind things, like he's a good leader. Some funny ones, like he's a bouncer on the weekends. Creative stuff. Now, a plus in this is that since I'm a low-rated school, a lot of these top recruits don't even want to talk to me. Don't even want to give me the time of day to entertain them, or to even shoot my shot or plead my case in reference to them coming to my school. A lot of them was like, sorry coach, not interested, different things like that, which you will see. Now what I decided to do, I said, hey, I'm a low rated school, how about I target kids from the area of Virginia? Maybe I will get a lot of guys from Virginia to come to my school. We can start from there. Here's where I feel like they dropped the ball at. When I was talking to a recruit from my area, which is Virginia, each one of them said the same thing. And that was, yeah, coach, I would love to stay close to home. Now, is that a coincidence? Not really. That could be a coincidence. But the fact is that I felt they should have did something different. I felt they should have been like, well, coach, I want to be more focused on my studies, or what type of playbook do you run, or whatever. Like, I felt like they should have went more in depth in that direction. But, for $30, hey, you get what you get. So, they did drop the ball on that. But, that's okay. That's something you can work with, and something that you can get past. But look at my school. We're horrible in every category. We're horrible. Low, extremely low. We're not getting nobody to our school. But you're going to see as this video goes on, when I talk to the recruits, how they're feeling, what they're saying, how they some reject me. Like, look, your school's horrible. I'm not going there at all. So you know that if you're building a dynasty, that you're going to have that, and you got to work from scratch. So I thought that was pretty dope. Okay, so now let's talk about the loading screen, or the team selection screen. There's a big issue because there's no controller showing you how to use the buttons or anything like that. Now, when you press enter or start, they do give you a few seconds with a controller, as you will see, and basically you have to click through to see what the controls are. But once that loading part says entering the field or entering the stadium, you're unable to change anything. You're unable to move. You can't see the full controls, and I feel like they need to do something about that. Load a program up so that you can see the full controls. But that's a big drop in my book. Now, I want to be totally honest with y'all. I tried to play a game, and it was probably the worst experience of me playing a game. And it wasn't because of the graphics. It was more so because of the limited controls and different things like that. a lot of the buttons were all over the place. Like for you to sprint, you have to press X, and I think you have to keep pressing X to sprint. I felt like that was a big issue. The kicking is horrible. And you know, I know that this is only $30. I know that the developers don't have the money like EA and 2K to create a competitive football game, but there's certain things that they could have took away from EA, from 2K, and used in their game to make it at least somewhat competitive. Now, do I recommend that you should buy this game? If you love college football and you just want to kind of do the dynasty mode and kind of create this super team after a long recruiting and all that, then go ahead and buy it. It will kind of satisfy your urges until we get an EA or NCAA football game back. But is this a win in reference to having being $30? I guess so. I feel like they need to come up with a few patches. But I know that they don't have the money. And that's what I'm not mad at. I'm not harping on that. But there's things they could have done in the beginning to make this game somewhat competitive. But that's just my opinion. But we're at the end of the video. I truly enjoy and thank all of y'all for y'all support, my new subscribers, my old ones, the people that watch my videos. Thank you so much for that. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell icon as well so you know when my videos do drop. But it's your boy Lightwork. I am out. Lightwork ain't always easy work, but somebody got to do it. Peace.